President Trump compelled Israel to issue a formal apology to Qatar following its controversial airstrike in Doha, which occurred at a time when Qatar was actively facilitating sensitive negotiations with Hamas. The strike, which reportedly targeted Hamas figures, inadvertently disrupted a diplomatic process that had been quietly nurtured by Washington. Yet the apology that followed was not born of genuine remorse on Israel's part. It was, instead, a calculated diplomatic maneuver, one that served broader strategic imperatives far beyond the immediate fallout. This was not merely a gesture of regret, it was a strategic reset engineered by Washington to preserve a delicate and intricate regional architecture. By insisting that Israel formally express regret, President Trump sought to reaffirm American leadership in the Middle East, protect vital alliances, and send a clear message to all regional actors. Sovereignty and multilateral coordination are not optional, they are foundational. The apology was a signal that even close allies must operate within the boundaries of shared strategic discipline. Qatar's swift suspension of its mediation role in the wake of the strike threatened to unravel a fragile ceasefire framework and derail hostage release negotiations that the United States had painstakingly brokered over months. Without Doha's discreet back channels, both the leadership in Gaza and key regional capitals would lose access to the only trusted conduit for dialogue. Trump's intervention, culminating in Israel's apology, was designed to restore Qatar's willingness to re-engage. It was a move to ensure that the US-led diplomatic track would not collapse under the weight of unilateral military adventurism. At the heart of Trump's pressure campaign lay America's military logistics. Qatar hosts the sprawling Udeid Air Base, a critical installation that houses over 10,000 US service members and serves as the nerve center for counterterrorism operations across the Middle East. Any rupture in relations with Qatar risked jeopardizing aerial missions over Syria, intelligence sharing against extremist networks, and the rapid deployment of forces in crisis zones. The apology, therefore, was not just about diplomacy, it was about preserving operational continuity and strategic reach. Beyond its military value, Doha occupies a unique diplomatic niche. Since 2012, it has hosted Hamas's political office at Washington's request, granting it rare access to both Israel's adversaries and its Western allies. Qatar's deep ties to Iran and Kabul further amplify its utility as a mediator in Iran's nuclear negotiations and Afghanistan's post-conflict future. By reinstating Doha's mediator status, Trump preserved a network of back-channel communications that no other Gulf state could replicate or replace. Domestically, Trump's insistence on the apology underscored a principle he has long championed, that American security commitments must be matched by diplomatic respect. Publicly rebuking Israel and demanding accountability on Qatari soil showcased the extent of US influence over its closest Middle Eastern ally. When Trump stated that it was not a decision made by me and emphasized that the strike does not advance Israel or America's goals, he made it clear that Washington would not tolerate strategic miscalculations even from its most trusted partners. For Israel, the lesson was unambiguous. Even in the pursuit of high-value targets, unilateral action inside the territory of a key US ally would incur diplomatic consequences. The apology served to recalibrate Israeli decision-making, reinforcing the reality that American support, whether diplomatic, military, or financial, is contingent on adherence to a collective strategic framework. Regionally, the move helped preserve Gulf unity in the face of Iran's expanding influence. By elevating Qatar's grievances, the United States avoided pushing Doha into closer alignment with Ankara or Tehran. The apology demonstrated that Washington values all its Gulf partners equally, reinforcing the message that breaches of sovereignty threaten not only bilateral relationships but the cohesion of any anti-Iran coalition. Ultimately, the forced apology achieved multiple strategic objectives. It repaired a damaging diplomatic rift, safeguarded US basing and operational capabilities, reinforced the sanctity of allied sovereignties, and sustained the back-channel architecture essential for any enduring ceasefire. Qatar emerged with its mediator role intact, Israel was reminded of the boundaries of strategic autonomy, and the United States reasserted its indispensable role as the central broker in a region defined by its complex and often volatile alliances.